and welcome to New Earth events. We've got some Mother's Day specials for you. So first of all, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, whether you've got children or you've got furry animal children, or you've got healing clients or people that you heal. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And we've got some free stuff that we want to invite you into, and some specials and some events that we're going to talk about a little bit today. And I want to start with Dean. And Dean's got a 50% off astrology and vortex clearing event that he wants to share with you. And I want to hand it over to you, Dean, and see what that's all about.
Thank you, Michelle. So right now, for the spring, I'm still in Sedona until the solstice towards the end of June. And I'm doing a 50% off special on astrology readings combined with a vortex energy clearing and sound healing. So, and you can see on that link below, you can get information there and register. But what I do is I meet with people here at my home in Sedona, and we do astrology readings, sound healing, and I live right below the Airport Mesa vortex. So we're basically in the vortex while I'm doing the reading and the sound healing and chakra healing. And so it's also, you're getting essentially a vortex energy clearing, or it's like a sound bath or a frequency energy bath. So it's really good for clearing out old karmic patterns, astrological patterns, things like that. Normally I charge a couple $100 for this, but I'm doing it for $97 this month. This is where I live, right below Airport Mesa vortex, which is where I saw that rectangle in the sky that just flashed by in the screen. So you can see the vortex. That's a different vortex. There's all kinds of portals, orbs. You can see a blue orb there. We do healings in these caves and vortexes and things like that. This offer I do at my house because I live in a vortex basically, but we can also do them at another location if you prefer. So anyway, if you're interested in more information, just click on that info and registration button and you'll actually see the slideshow here that is being shown on the screen about some of the experiences that we do.
Can I just ask you, Dean, because I'm super interested in a little bit more information. I know a little bit about your astrology because I've had a reading with you, and it really was very, very different from other astrological readings that I've had, and very powerful. So I can imagine that layered on top of the vortex experience would be super magical. So can you tell everyone a little bit about your story with astrology and how you got to the place that you are with it? You know, how did it get created? What happened?
Well, I've been an astrologer for many, many decades. It started right after college. I had studied mathematics, and especially I'm very interested in geometry, sacred geometry, things like that. And astrology is totally based on the geometry of the planets. And I also studied psychology. So, you know, I had a really good background. And when I was, you know, on the road after I graduated, I went on a trip throughout California and had a number of amazing experiences. And I visited a friend who was, whose partner was an astrologer. So I got introduced to all this stuff. And here's me actually right after that experience, this picture, this wasn't taken then, but it's taken in the place where I went after I learned astrology, which was in Jenner on the Northern California coast.
Mm.
And I went down into this beach there at Jenner. You can actually see the exact location where I received like major downloads teaching me. It's like the ocean and the rocks and the shells and the sand were just teaching me a whole new system of astrology. And that's me revisiting it years later, the exact spot where I downloaded the system of astrology that I now practice. And you can actually see behind me, if you can see the diagram of the planets, I discovered that the planets were the chakras of the body in the same order as they are in the heavens. Years later, I learned polarity therapy and how to do hands-on healing. So I learned how to clear the astrological patterns that people are born with. So yeah, there's a whole lot more to the story than I'm telling you right now. But I now practice a whole different type of astrology, and doing it in the vortexes or living within a vortex right now. It enhances and amplifies my intuition and my ability to help people clear the stuff, because it's not just about seeing what a person's pattern is. I would feel bad if I just told people what their patterns were and there you are kind of stuck with it.
Mm.
Like if I was a doctor and I showed you your x-rays and I go, oh, that's too bad, you have a broken leg and good luck with that. I hope you can figure out how to walk. You know what I mean? It's like, so I learned a whole system of astrology where I can use it like an x-ray of the person's patterns, their karmic patterns, astrological patterns, and then a hands-on technique for how to clear it and reprogram it. And then the vortex actually kind of can suck out the old trauma and the old pattern so that you can replace it with something else. So anyway, in a nutshell, that's how I do astrology.
Well, I just want to say, when I had the experience with Dean, it was quite fascinating for me, because you said to me in the reading, we're going to evolve your chart and we're going to liberate you from your patterns. I'm like, hallelujah. That is what astrology is all about. And it really resonated for me because you talked about the chakra system. And I'm also aligned with the chakra system. And I loved what you said when you said you downloaded this information, because I find that that information that we get connected to when we're connected to that field, the quantum field or the unified field, is the purest and most brilliant information that we can bring through. So I felt it when I was experiencing my reading with you, and I can only imagine what that is like inside the vortex, and I would love to try it. So I would say for anybody who's anywhere close to Sedona, which is where you're doing those readings, to get on board with it. I would even say, it may be worth a trip to Sedona to have the opportunity of having that experience inside the vortex. So that's a really amazing opportunity for people. So I'd highly recommend that you try that. But we've got some other.
Let me say one more thing,
Yeah.
which is if you can't make it to Sedona as soon as the springtime is over, it starts getting really hot here. So I'm going to head to California. I'm going to do the same thing in Mount Shasta around the solstice, and maybe between the solstice and 4th of July, I'll be there. And then we'll be bringing it down into Santa Cruz on the way to Los Angeles, where we're doing it July 11th at Gail Factory's house. So there will be other opportunities in other vortexes and sacred spaces. And in the meantime, if you can't make it to any of those places, I'm going to be doing the readings from inside the vortexes, because I live, at the base of the Airport Mesa vortex. So So I'm in the vortex now as I'm speaking, and I can do readings over Zoom or on the phone from the vortex for you as well. So,
you know, and I think you've mentioned before that while you're in that vortex and you're doing the readings from that vortex, sort of what you notice is more like instant manifestation possibilities happening.
yeah, the vortex energy is very grounding, and it sort of like pulls you fully into your body. Where it's like root chakra energy, where you just go and you get grounded on the earth in your body, and it helps you also. The roots are the roots of your life, your karma, your patterns, your family, your DNA, your ancestry. And so as you move deeper into your own body and into the depths of your being, it also helps you to clear out the toxic experiences, the traumas, all those old ancient things that you may be repeating patterns that tend to circle and circle around. Well, this vortex is like a drain kind of circling around and pulling out the toxic residues from the past and, you know, letting them go so you can really inhabit your life, inhabit your body fully in the present time. So I've seen many miracles manifesting just by focusing on clearing out the past and getting fully into the present and into your body.
You know, I've been, like you, involved in healing for a long time. And I think once you've been in this area for a while, there's a deep understanding that clearing history and resolving old patterns and coming back into a balanced body within the chakra system is the key to wellness. It's the key to wholeness and the key to health and life. And I just wanted to move forward and say that the offer that I have is about the Fountain of Youth, which has all of those foundational principles inside what was downloaded for me. I didn't go to any beautiful beach, unfortunately, to have that happen for me. I, you know, was in the beginning of this year and the challenges that we've been through in this year, and I got access to the field, the unified field, and I got access to the information that I want to invite you to learn a bit more about, which is about how to connect to your inner fountain of youth, which is your ability to be well and your ability for optimum health. So reconnecting to the wellness that you may have had when you felt like you were in your prime, you know, whether it's your 20s or your 30s. Really, we have, you know, untapped spiritual capacity to get reconnected to latent powers that we have within us to sort of become our best expression of ourselves. And that's what I'm offering in my Fountain of Youth project. The whole project has different elements in it, but what I'm inviting you to do is to sort of come into the masterclass so that you can get a little more understanding and a little more information about how this mechanism works. Because what I've understood is once the subconscious mind really knows a specific instruction for what to do, it can sort of implement that instruction in your life. And as Dean discovered with his download, the chakras are really important and central in our evolution on our journey through life, and having them be balanced and having them be attended to and sort of elevated to their highest potential is the way to sort of step forward, as I say, into optimum health, which actually helps us turn back the hands of time and get into our fountain of youth. It's an internal mechanism. I have a initiation practice to invite you to I've got a yoga workshop that I'm utilizing and an online course that's available. I've also found a brilliant product that has some quantum technology in its creation. And I work now with supporting people in understanding how you can get connected to this unified field and how you can increase your relationship with your energetic system so that you can be healthy and well and strong. And so I would love you to join me on that journey in whatever way feels appropriate for you. There's an introduction sort of workshop that's the yoga class. If you're not that into yoga, you might want to just try the course or try the product. You've got options for ways and things that you can do with that. So I would love you to join me on that little exploration around our fountain of youth, activating our inner fountain of youth, which is connected to our natural, innate spiritual capacities. And I can teach you how to do that for yourself. And I do know that we've got some other really great free offerings for our Mother's Day special. I know there's a tea party that would be really fun, you know, if people are in Sacramento. I know from the past that teas can have different types of teas, can have different healing qualities and healing capacities that may be underestimated. It's not just sitting around having a nice cup of tea. It's for a specific purpose and a specific intention that's also focused towards wellness and health and enjoyment. I don't know if there's anything more you want to say about that, Dean, or if you want to talk about one of the other specials that we've got on this Mother's Day menu.
Well, I would just like to say about the tea party, I've known Janae for a couple of decades now, and she makes some amazing teas and spices, and has been teaching all over the world. I know she's gone to China a few times.
Wow.
Because she's been invited to give her workshop on tea there. And so I think this is a really great opportunity to learn about the health benefits of different types of tea. So I would recommend that. I've been to one of these tea parties myself, and they were a lot of fun. So I'd also like to mention that we've got some great workshops, online workshops. For example, on Mind Valley, you can take this workshop for free, Rapid Transformational Therapy, which is about bringing you abundance and wealth, health, and love. And you can sign up for that and watch it for free. If you click on the link below this video, reprogramming your mind for health, wealth, love, happiness, that kind of stuff.
I know she's a fellow Brit, and she's a hypnotherapist, and I know she's created some accelerated tools also for sort of transformation and change and how to work with the subconscious mind, which I feel like is really valuable information and a valuable process to get connected to. I think there was a Ram Dass thing as well that you were sort of...
Yeah, they just added Ram Dass,
right.
who I am a big fan of, to Gaia. And so they've got a lot of great classic Ram Dass videos. And he was one of my main inspirations back in the day that, you know, where I was learning astrology on that, in that cove in Jenner, in Northern California. And I, at the same time, I was really enjoying learning from Ram Dass. I read Be Here Now back in the day. And he was one of the great inspirations for me. So I recommend, you can actually, if you go to Gaia, following that link, it'll give you a week of being able to watch anything on Gaia for free, I believe. So that I highly recommend as well.
Well, me too. Can I just say that I love Gaia? that is, for me, what I call intelligent viewing, you know, where the most brilliant minds in the field that we're interested in healing and spirituality and wellness. There's some incredible teachers and incredible programming on Gaia, and it's well worth, you know, jumping in and having a little exploration for a week and see, do you love it? Do you fall in love with Gaia like I did? And I know that Dean really loves it too. And then I think you've got one more thing on your specials this month.
Yeah, we have the wellness pendants, which I'm actually wearing one right now. Been wearing it. My friend Win Free, who some of you may know, who wrote the book The Reincarnation of Edgar Cayce, which is a great book, been around for a couple decades now. It's about David Wilcox and being the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. Well, anyway, I've been Win's friend for maybe 20 years. He's been in my shows in California all over and now lives in Sedona. So I had breakfast with Win the other day and he gave me one of these pendants and I've been wearing it. And I'm helping him promote them. The one I'm wearing is for grounding, which is great for a Mother Earth special. Being grounded, just like I said, being in Sedona and Boynton Canyon is really grounding for me. But wearing this pendant is great and it helps to balance your energy. And there's another one for flow. So this one I'm wearing, the grounding one, is good for the lower chakras and getting more grounded and fully in your body. The flow pendant is for the upper chakras and for your consciousness and your heart chakra and things like that. And it's hard to say what causes what, but ever since I've been wearing this pendant, things are really manifesting like crazy for me in my life. For example, we've been looking at this 30-acre property to create a healing center in the Sedona area. And we found a property that has 3 houses, a 10-room hotel, a cafeteria, a school. You could teach 100 people. There's dormitories, so you could put dozens and dozens of people on the property, practitioners, and also people that are there for the retreats and other events that we create. We're going to be creating NAD retreats for detox, for addiction, for autism, for post-traumatic stress disorder, for anti-aging. We'll probably bring Michelle there for her anti-aging programs.
Yes.
And so I don't know if it has anything to do with putting on this pendant, but now we have an investor who has the money to buy the property. So it looks like we'll be buying this property, in fact, that we've been talking about buying for some time now. So that's manifesting. And just a lot of things really starting to manifest in my life. Plus now I can, I'm going to start a trip to put on events again in California, including what we just talked about in Shasta and Santa Cruz. And seem to be also getting a lot of interest in relationships for me. So it's like, by the time you guys see me, I may have a new girlfriend too as well. So things are manifesting. I can't promise that for everybody, that your true love will manifest and your ideal healing center that you've been talking about for decades. But so far, that's what's happening since I've been putting on this pendant every day. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, that's some pretty serious manifesting you've been doing. 30-acre healing retreat. I've been working on that for about 30 years. So it hasn't manifested yet. So I'm going to get accelerated into the vortex with you and participate in some of your little adventures and have them, support my manifestation and everyone else's manifestation. So that's great. I want to say thank you to everybody for showing up and listening to our little presentation from our hearts to yours. lots of free gifts for this celebration of Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
All right. And yeah, Mother's Day is coming at the perfect time. It's Taurus, which is the earth sign. So we are celebrating the time of Mother Earth. And for the next month, you'll find me at the Kachina Woman Vortex every Saturday. And she's a Mother Earth goddess herself. So that's where I'll be celebrating Mother's Day.
Yes.
And actually, I have four clients coming to see me for Mother's Day at the Mother Earth Goddess Vortex. So all of that is manifesting right now.
Happy manifesting to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.